Alright guys, so today we're going to take a look at the new gaming headset from HyperX. The pair we're going to look at is the HyperX Alpha S. Basically what they did was they took the original HyperX Alpha, which was already one of my favorite gaming headsets, and just made it that much better. These come in at $130 as opposed to the original $100 of the HyperX Alpha. Well, let's talk about some of the differences and if it's worth the extra 30 bucks. So to start with, let's check out what you get inside the box. The first thing that you get is an extra set of cloth ear pads so that the leatherette ear pads that come on these, if it's not your style or if it's something that gets a little warmer, the cloth ear pads allow for a little more breathability. So if you're gonna have longer gaming sessions or if you're just somebody that sweats easily, the cloth just allows a little bit more airflow and it's a cooler set of ear pads than the leatherette. Now you also get the detachable cable, you get a carrying pouch, and then this time around you get a 7.1 surround sound mixer. Now the mixer is very important in these. It's allowing you to get the 7.1 surround sound, but it's also your volume control, controlling your game and chat balance, and then also the ability to mute your microphone. So that alone is a big improvement over the originals. Now, I want to go ahead and talk about the 7.1 surround sound real quickly. I've never been a huge fan of surround sound when it comes to gaming in the headsets, simply because it's emulated. It's just kind of fake. And what you're getting for the most part is a little bit more reverb in the sound, which is basically giving you the illusion of having a little bit more distance. And for the most part, these are doing an excellent job of kind of feeling like surround sound, but it's still just two speakers trying to give you the illusion of 5 speakers. So for the most part, I didn't use the 7.1 surround sound, but it still is not the big selling point on the HyperX Alpha S in my opinion. Now where the huge improvement is in this model is HyperX decided to add bass sliders on the back of each ear cup. Now this isn't like the Skull Candy bass sliders. This originally was used in the Bayer Dynamic Custom 1 headphones. I've seen it like many years back and I thought it was very, very impressive. And the fact that HyperX allowed this to be in a gaming headset, it gives you a lot more control over your bass, a little bit more air in the bass, and it just has a more natural feel. I think this is important because everybody's taste in sound is completely different. So if you think something has too much bass, you have the ability to control it in each ear cup. Now talking about the rest of the headset, HyperX, in my opinion, has always had some of the most comfortable pair of gaming headsets, and this one's no different. The fact that it has that very soft leatherette ear pad, the headband itself is very soft. Now on the top of these, it has a leather look on the headband. You can see that HyperX is embossed on the top, and then the subtle detail of the blue stitching is very nice to match the rest of the headphone. Now these do have the aluminum frame that basically you could just bend and stretch the hell out of, and it's just not a pair that you have to worry about breaking. And I really love the blue look of these. The HyperX logo on the ear cups match the inside aluminum frame of the headband, and it's just a nice looking, just subtle gaming headset. Now one thing that I do not like and I've never been a fan of is the loose cable that's inside the headband. To me, this is just something that can get snagged easily, something that can get clipped, and then it pretty much makes your headset unusable. So you have to be really careful when it comes to that, and I would prefer that they just find a way to hide it into the headband itself. So also included in the box is the detachable microphone, and I think the microphone does an excellent job of voice pickup. I think it is very clear, but I really still think that there could be a touch more in the bass department just to give it a little bit more natural feel. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here.
All right, guys, so here is a mic test of the HyperX Alpha S. As you can tell, this is a very solid sounding mic, especially on a gaming headset. HyperX definitely did some improvements here, and I'm very pleased with the way the microphone sounds.
So now let's move over to the sound, because the sound is where I think these have been hugely improved over an already incredible gaming headset. Giving that little bit of touch of having the bass sliders is adding a lot more control, but it's allowing you to have a boomier bass or a more airy bass, and having that control over bass in itself makes a huge difference in the sound. But the best thing about that is no matter what you're doing, it doesn't affect your mids or your highs. You're still getting extremely clear details. You're able to pick up footsteps, and dialogue comes through very well. So if you're somebody that likes to sound whore and be able to tell exactly where things are coming from, or at least get an idea of the distance of where something is coming at you, this is an excellent pair for that. But the boomier bass in these is adding an element to feeling explosions, feeling gunshots, where I think a lot of gaming headsets either give you too much of or just not enough of. So I think the fact of having the bass sliders giving you the option to kind of change it in a way that you want to is just a nice touch. Now, as far as my cons, it's kind of simple. It really just goes back to the microphone. I think they just add a little bit more bass pickup just to give a more natural sound in the voice that it's picking up. But overall, you're not going to have a problem with clarity. It's just something that I think they could probably work a little bit on. But outside of that, this is now the wired gaming headset that I would recommend to anybody. Like I said, it uses a USB plug-in for the surround sound mixer, but you can also use this just as a normal 3.5mm headphone as well. But guys, that's my video on the brand new HyperX Alpha S. But thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.